Welcome in, everyone, to the X Challenge After Show. Tonight, we're talking about X on the Beach, Season 5, Episode 4. Wait, that's not an X? Because at the beginning, of course, they're getting new singles, not X's, and then there you go.
That's it. That's what the title explained, deconstructed.
I really had to decode it. It took a while, but I figured it out, Pamela.
I had to hop on over to YouTube and see an explanation. It was kind of like Mulholland Drive, but
yeah, you had no idea what was going on, but then you were able to.
What?
Yeah. A couple quick announcements before we start. Number one, the Real World Homecoming premiered this week for season 3, and they're doing the New Orleans cast, I believe. And I'm super pumped to watch it. And I was like, whoa, not that we have time, but we should do an after show for that too. But yeah.
Okay.
Something to think about. And All-Star Season 3, the trailer is out. Yay! For the premiere on May 11th. And yes, even though during our Wes interview, he said he knew nothing about it, as we knew, Wes is definitely on the season. They show him plenty of times. And the big announcement is that you had to make it to a final in the past to be able to be on this season. Kind of a fun twist. Yeah.
That's a good twist. I like that rule a lot.
However, they also allowed you to have made it to a final in the All-Star season, AKA, what's her face? I can't think of her name. John A. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's fair. We're graduating from alumni and making it actual people that have placed somehow. So that's,
which is, I mean, we did notice how much more stellar the cast was when we broke down the new season. We're like, oh wow, they got legitimate people. Well, they kind of had to get people that made it to a final. Again, Jemmy's there because I believe the only final she made it to was in All-Star Season 1 or 2, one of the ones she was on. So
I was gonna say
All-Star Season 1, she made it to a final. I know, that's why I'm like, I think when she was teamed up with Camilla back in the day, I'm wondering if they also made it to a final though in the regular season. I think that they did.
Okay.
Or was she even with?
I like Jemmy again. Well, since the toy thing, but she really is doing a Khloe Kardashian where she is. I was like, is that more, I never have any idea who she is. Yeah. Khloe Kardashian in becoming a blonde, skinny person that looks nothing like the person that they.
I've never been a Jemmy fan, and this because. And now it's next level. I'm like, what are you doing? Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, let's get into it. We start off on the dock. All right. On X on the Beach 5. And overall thoughts, Pamela, let me just say it. This episode did not bring me fully back, but at least I enjoyed it more than the past 2 weeks, which I thought were absolutely awful. So.
Okay. I liked it. I think it.
If you liked last week, Pamela, I figured you must have liked this week. I loved
last week.
Right.
I thought that bringing in Danny was really interesting. I mean, nothing else interesting happened. But last week I liked a lot. I enjoyed that plot line. This one, I just think Arissa is the star. So whenever there's a lot of her, she's entertaining, but she's not trying to be. I mean,
she's not trying to steal the show. Right.
She's not trying to steal the show. She's just her personality. She's not boring. That's my news for.
No, she's definitely probably the most entertaining. Obviously, she was involved in the biggest storyline tonight, which I think they realized, okay, we have to have a Reese involved every week. Unlike Renan, who has been sitting sidelined this whole time, like David said, she's just been on vacation. So now it's time for her to, maybe something will happen this week at the beach for her or for next episode. But yeah, Reese is the star of the show. She's the one, the show's centering around her right now. And that's fine because she is, like she said, how am I boring? I'm a trans supermodel. Like you're right. You aren't. I mean,
that to me I could be like, those things are not what make her not boring.
Well, that's what she was just being facetious with that. She was just trying to be funny with the fact, yeah.
Right. Right. It's, I get that, but I agree. Yeah.
Anyways, all right. So what I do like that they did is they realized, I think, that nothing was going on with these singles. We need to get some of the singles trying to hook up because I'm sick and tired of that. It's awful. So they brought in 2 new singles. They bring in Kira Green, who's from Love Island. I didn't watch her season.
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed her sitting position on the beach. It looked much more comfortable than the other girls who were doing the side plank. So that was good. Yes. What do you think of Kira?
So I did watch her season.
Okay.
Kira is a heartbreaker. She's that low key, like she's not a high key, fake everything, like girl, that bombshell that everyone's drooling over.
Yeah.
But I think that's why everyone is drooling over her. She becomes, it's not that she's really down to earth. She's pretty normal. She's bi. And on her season, she had one guy that was really like in love with her. And I think she broke up with him and then got back together with him after. I forget because it was a while ago. But she was like, I want to pursue, like, did not want to be in a relationship. So,
all right. That's a great breakdown.
Okay. Maybe but she was like, people fell for her because she's real. So when you're connecting with her, it feels like we could be together forever. Not like, yeah, we had a TV show hookup. She's very down to earth. She's kind of vulnerable but comfortable in her skin. She's a cool girl. Like, I have a crush on her too. She's very
great. Okay.
And she's hot, but she also is kind of like, yeah, that makes me feel insecure. Like, just she seems very comfortable in her skin, and it's very attractive.
All right. And then our other single is Bryce from Too Hot to Handle. He lives on a boat. That's some background about him. I tried to watch before you go into, everything about this guy. I tried to watch Too Hot to Handle. There's multiple seasons, correct?
I have given up of late, but yes.
Okay. I sat down to watch it. I said, this is my new it was on Netflix. I'm like, I can just watch it, just all of them at the same time, just bang this out. The concept of the show, as I recall, is they're not allowed to hook up with each other. And if they do, they get kicked off the show. And I'm like, if not only are they getting blue balls on it, I feel like at home, I'm getting blue balls watching them. I'm like, I can't. I tried. I couldn't get through it. Just like that Circle show that you and Jenna love. I can't get into the Circle either, but I tried both. Maybe I should go back and try again, but tell me what you know about Bryce. He's
a tool.
Okay.
Didn't have to worry about hooking up on that show because no one wanted to.
No one wanted to?
He's cheesy. It's like the whole I live on a boat thing could sound cool, but it's like, so you're homeless? I mean, like, it's like,
So you live in a fancy car?
Exactly.
You live in an expensive car on the water. Yeah,
exactly. It's like, it sounds cool, but it's not a yacht. It's not like you're sailing the seas and you're like docked in Marina Del Rey for $350 a month, like on a boat. It's it's not as sexy as it might sound.
Right.
I don't think, and I think everyone realized that when he was on the show. It's like, so what do you do? Like, nothing. What do you like? So basically, you are just living in a car
on the water. All right. Well,
like, thinks way more highly of himself than he should. He came on real strong, as I recall, and no one was buying what he was selling. So
no one was going after his bait. If we keep the boat references, yes. All right. So they introduced two new. I like the idea that they've realized. I don't know if they realized this at the beginning of the show, like they were always going to do this, or if this was like, okay, we need to avert down this path because this path that they're on is not working. And they just like, well, let's just bring more singles in. We have them literally staying at a hotel, trying not to get COVID. Let's bring them in, get them tested and get them in there, because I feel like all these people are just waiting around in hotel rooms, waiting to go on to the actual front stage. They're just backstage hanging out. I think that's really what they do, honestly. They're there. David right away is like, I've been trying to get in this girl's DMs and now she's sitting in front of me. I'm going to make my move. David's got no game. I mean, we're going to go into all this in a second here. Before we get into more of the David stuff, the next big thing that happens is we have the Darren and Ricky thing. It doesn't feel real to me. It feels so dumb, but they do end up having sex. I mean, Ricky gives her a quickie and he gets sticky. So, I mean, that happens. So they do actually have intercourse, supposedly.
I don't think that they are not attracted to each other, but I
don't know.
I don't think that I don't think she's into him. I think like he blew it.
She gave him her flower. To quote Friends. That's from Friends, when you give someone your flower, but you're a virgin then. But yeah, either way.
But she lost her virginity to that guy?
No, I was just joking. I was just joking.
What?
I don't think when she was on
no way she came on to video.
No, when she was on Double Shot at Love, it had been a very long time since she had sex. So in a way, she gave him her flower again.
Born-again virgin.
Isn't the born-again virgin thing? If you haven't had sex in a couple years, it's like, oh my God, they pretend they're born again, whatever. Yeah, so yeah, sure. That's what I was going for there.
I was like, what? Yeah, I don't think for whatever reason, and I love, so he's just goofy. I feel like if they are boring together, it's because she doesn't care, because I feel like she's not a boring person. And if it's like, oh,
Yeah, you're right. That's so true, Pam. She is not boring. She was so entertaining on the show I just mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, if she had any genuine passion or cared, it would be interesting, but she clearly doesn't. It's like, so then I was upset. Now I guess I forgive you. I feel like she's super past it, and like,
maybe Double Shot was just a better venue for her humor than this right now, because even on Double Shot 2, where she wasn't really, in theory, she was just there to party. She wasn't there to like date anybody, but then she found Ricky. She was entertaining doing that stuff too. I don't know. This show's maybe not the best fit for her. She said a couple things tonight that I questioned. She said, swipe you off your feet instead of sweep you off your feet. I was like, who says swipe you off your feet? And maybe I wrote down, maybe she was on Tinder too much because she's too busy swiping instead of getting swept off her feet. She's getting swiped off her feet. And then, okay, I wanted you to rank their Lady and the Tramp moment on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like, wow, that was a really good throw to Lady and the Tramp.
I'm going to go ahead and say I pretty much tuned it out. So
you don't even remember it.
I remember when she was like, want a Lady and the Tramp, and he was like, okay. And he seemed almost for a second not to know what it was. Him, I can't with him.
I know. I don't know what he's doing on the show. I will say this. I'm a huge Disney fan. As you know, one of my nicknames is Disney Dan, and I will give it a 5 out of 10 because I'm being nice, but the spaghetti between them needed to be a lot longer. They did a very short one. And with the kiss, they kind of just pecked and removed. I want to hear a noise at the end. You know, I want to hear, thank you.
Slurp, mwah.
Slurp and a moi, and a longer slurp. Their slurp was very small, and no one likes a small slurp.
Nope.
You want a longer.
The thing that I feel like would be difficult is like the people have to slurp at equidistance to make it meet in the middle without one person like being too close. You know.
But it's sometimes cute when the spaghetti comes out once, when the other person comes out and it flops around, then you suck it back in. It can be fun.
I would like you and Stacy to do that because you're a Disney person, and you guys are cute. So I think that would be a cute idea for you guys.
I know you saw some of my Instagram posts from when I was in Cabo this past weekend, but did you see our dance that we did at the pool? We did a dance.
I don't think so. Was it on yours or just hers?
It was on mine. Yeah, I put that one on mine. Yeah.
Because I looked at yours and then I looked at hers. So then I was like, okay, I just saw these things. So I didn't look at her because they came up for me right next to each other. So I was like, dance. Oh, cute.
We did a little dance to that. I believe it's Mariah Carey because she loves Mariah Carey. The boyfriend song. Your boyfriend.
Yeah. No, but I will go back and watch.
It's off the story now. It's been too long. I know.
Oh man.
I will have to send the whole damn thing.
I blew it. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So now I guess we'll get into the David stuff. David comes back to the house. I don't know how he's really into Kira right away here. And he's basically just not like just blocking Danny from existence because like, honestly, we called it last episode, Pam. We saw the connection between them was whatever. Like I told you, if someone else, it could be broken by the look of anybody else, guy, girl, for day, didn't matter. Like someone else could easily break up this fake ass relationship. I wrote this at the end and I wanted to say it now. What is this show lacking? And then I wrote real relationships. None of this is stuff. It's not enough for them to even grab onto. How could we grab onto the liking this shit?
Yes, you're exactly right, which will come up later, but I'm really bummed. And I also forget, why did Caro have to go home? Because now we'll save this for later. But
I wrote it down too, Pamela. It's such a huge talking point at the end that, and I have a conspiracy about it coming up too that we can get into. But that whole, you want to do it now? I mean, it's literally the end. So you watched the preview for next week?
Yes.
Oh no. Okay. No. We saw that.
The end where he says, "That's Nicole. That's Nicole."
You're at the end. So Nicole comes on the beach, looking all kinds of ways. Stuff is moving everywhere on her body. Oh my god! And he's like, "That's Nicole, my friend." Producers, what the hell? Like you just said, were you thinking about making Caro go home when she could have met up with Nicole? That's the drama we want to see.
Well, and I'm sure that was the plan. Like what did happen with Caro? Why did they send her home?
Because she either she did something that they said was like not allowed on the show where she hit him or she said something bad. but they don't show any of it.
A COVID situation, because I feel like
she threw the wine on the wall, but we think there was something more to that. We're hoping that you can throw wine on a wall and not get kicked off a show for that now, because you're going to be losing a lot of people because people like to throw things. Because the first episode, she did throw wine at him in the face or something, and or water, and he stayed. But maybe when it's alcoholic, it's, oh, he's gonna hurt his eyes. He could have a stain in his eye, or stinging. I mean, stain, a sting.
I don't know, but that is really stupid.
But my conspiracy is she's gonna come back next week when Nicole, like halfway through they're gonna let Ray and Nicole start to get like close again. They're gonna almost get back together, and then bam, Carl comes through the walls, and that's my conspiracy because.
Hope so,
because that's my hope, that producers aren't trying to screw us over and they're just trying to trick us and just pretend that it's whatever. Because I'm not sure how much Carl has come out with on her social media about getting kicked off, but if she's saying, oh, they kicked me off for bad reasons, maybe she's playing into this game too and getting us all, because that is the ultimate. That's the ultimate.
I love it, Dan's conspiracy corner, and I'm here for it, and I wish it was true, but I don't think it is.
I know, but that's where my mind went. Like, maybe we're finally going to get these payoffs that Jenna always wants. That could be a huge one. And now we really fast forwarded, but we'll go back in a second here.
It is difficult, I get, to cast a show that has real exes that are TV personalities that are current. Like, I get it, but come on, don't try and sell us on. It's like, and they're in love. It's like, I don't think Pretty Ricky and Darren haven't talked probably in 2 years.
I agreed. And I do think that the Ray and Nicole thing could be interesting if they start to try to get back together. But like, you need that Carl thing. You need her to be there to stir the pot. And it's like, why? I understand. Maybe you're right, Pam. Maybe she just did something so bad they had to kick her off. Like, oh God, we just lost that storyline. But they're bringing her back. They're bringing Nicole in the next week.
I'm sure they already plan on Nicole and him back together. Whatever, they just had sex. They're friends. I don't think they want to get together.
But let's be real. They didn't have to show us this a week early. They could have waited till next week. They purposely showed us the Nicole thing before the end of the episode to get us excited for next week. Maybe to get us also thinking something with Carl could happen.
Well, doesn't he have another? Oh no, he doesn't. I don't know, but of course.
No, Ray has two. He said one could go good and one could go bad. He said there's two. So there's Nicole and maybe there's someone else as well.
Okay.
Maybe he has Nicole come back and then immediately another one comes on the beach. But no, they want him and Nicole to at least talk a little bit and get reacquainted. I don't know.
Allegedly they're best friends.
I mean, he likes her enough to have sex with her, so whatever.
Yeah, and they're close friends, so it's like, I don't know, that sounds good to me, like that.
So I do want to talk about something that in this episode that I actually didn't like, but like that it was actually a really real moment. And that is right before they cut to break on like the first or second commercial. You have David go back to his bedroom and the night vision's on. And the only reason we're capturing this is because they have that green night vision on the bed. And this is right after Danny had separated the beds. And you see her in her bed emotionally upset. And Stacy's watching it while she's on her phone, kind of watching it. She doesn't watch the show. And I'm like, oh my God. And she heard me say, she's like, what's going on? I'm like, this girl's like really, like, this is a real emotion. She's not acting for the camera. The night vision's on, for God's sake. The girl she tries to, like, you see her reach out to David. Right. It's his back. He wants nothing to do with her. She rolls over immediately and then just starts bawling. And you have a real emotional moment, kind of like in episode 1, where who had a real emotional moment? Was it Davon? Someone had a real emotional moment where you all at the table of truth. Someone had it. I forget who it was.
Davon.
Yes, where she said, she broke it down. That's what we want. Why we need more of that, but like maybe not so sad ones. I don't know.
This was the Danny stuff on that. That's where I'm like, poor Danny. Like, that was heartbreaking. And this poor girl, who seems so I don't know why I like her so much. She's another one that's not a character trying to steal the show, but she's a little too normal, to be honest, but she is really well spoken. Every time she expresses herself, I'm like, yes, good on you.
Well, yeah, I mean, for all of the lack of relationships that we're seeing on this show, clearly she has real feelings for David, or else you don't react that way, especially when you don't think really the cameras are on you. You would do it maybe in front of the cameras, get emotional, whatever. But I mean, she's at night, lights off, yes, maybe they know that the cameras are always rolling, but at the same time, you're not thinking that as much, mostly at night when you're just trying to go to bed.
That was not a performance.
And she's demiked as well. So she's clearly not, she's not doing that for the cameras.
And that was really like sad. And then another time when there's another really sad moment with Danny. Oh, when he's trying to hit on Kira and she's just sitting there kind of.
And that's another conspiracy I have though, Pam. Do you think that is she crying at that exact moment when they're talking? Or is that just, let's just fill it? Yeah.
They could have interspliced.
I think that's what they did for that, personally.
They did a good job though of making it look like she could hear. She was sitting there. And
for sure. 100%. And then they have Ricky like, oh, dude, don't do it now, man. Don't do it now. As if like, that's like, why, dude? Like, let him shoot his shot. It doesn't matter at this point. But yeah, David, like, are you impressed with David's game? I mean, everyone made fun of him for not having a game. I mean, he's doing whatever. I mean, if it pays off, we'll see. And then I say, okay, his game is whatever, but it doesn't seem like it's very good.
Doesn't have any game. He seems like, and I think attribute it to, okay, so Danny was his college girlfriend.
Yeah.
I think he is fond of her and that they're very close. I don't think he has one iota of sexual interest in her, or romantic interest in her.
No. At least not anymore.
But he probably never. I don't feel like.
Well, he flipped so quick from saying, "Oh yeah, let's see where this goes right now," to being like, "Oh, Kira's here. Sorry, bye."
I feel like he wants to be into her. She's a great girl, but he's not at all. And even last week when they were in love, I didn't buy it.
No.
Farther than I could.
But the fact that he made that announcement of the house, like she's off limits to all y'all. Come on, David.
And then all these people. He's saying, I hope that Bryce entertains her so I can go entertain her.
Yeah, what the fuck? I want to root for some of these people, but it's like, I'm like, is there one nice guy on here that's really like, hey, I just want to like see what exes come back and try to work together? Like Ray had his bad moments. Obviously, Jamar had his bad moments. Now David, obviously Mike's had his bad moments. We'll see that in a little bit. None of these dudes are like real to me. Like they're all just I don't know.
Even so, I still maintain, I don't think David is open with himself about what he really wants, because I don't even think he really wants Kira. Like I think he thinks she does because she's new and she's hot and he wants to want the new hot girl. But I just don't feel any real there's no chemistry coming.
She at least says that she's somewhat interested, which who knows if that's true, because but and with Bryce, she was like, I see him more as a friend. He shot his shot as well with her.
David only like turns into this around Mike, like gets starry heart face emoji.
Yeah, that's an interesting, and I think that's because it's so new to him. Dating a guy is so new to him, or liking a guy.
Too, and he's been trying to pursue her. He is not, he's a little awkward, but he's not like love tangled. I mean,
so you think him and so you think it's done with Reese and Mike, and maybe Mike and David will go do their own thing now?
I don't think it's done with Mike is another one that I really, so Dave and Mike are two people that I really like, but good God, the poor people that get in the path of their not knowing what they want.
Okay, well let's break this down. Let's break down the Reese and Mike thing then.